So HYDEX was a 3-year project focusing on the development and establishment of a hydrogen economy in the Midlands. So this was a really effective project in showing how we can demonstrate production of hydrogen on site here at Keele University. HYDEX was important because it demonstrated that we could use and generate green hydrogen on campus. Green hydrogen is specific in that it only uses renewable sources of electricity. So that's completely different to some of the other sources of hydrogen that we have so far.
So this is the Hallwood Energy Centre control room. So this is where all the software is housed that actually help to control the renewable generation and balance that with the campus load. With the kind of size and scale of a small town. So we've got lots of mixed-use buildings on campus, and it makes it an ideal place to kind of demonstrate these technologies with a view to them being scalable. We have 10 small electrolyzers down in the HYDEX compound, and the aim is that we can use those to capture that excess electricity, because one of the challenges we've got at Keele is we can only send a certain amount back to the grid. First thing we do is charge the battery. Second thing is demand response, so that includes the electrolyzers, so we will turn everything that we are controlling up to try and absorb some of that generation, because as a last resort, to avoid breaching that export limit, we have to curtail the solar generation and actually turn the solar generation down. So that's where the electrolyzers come in, to try and capture some of that excess that we've got and try and use it in useful ways.
On campus, as we have a storage unit and a refuelling station, we're allowed to tap into the transport sector by using hydrogen directly in these cars. This is a real proof of concept case for how we can generate and consume hydrogen in a realistic local level system. But beyond this, we also have opportunities for hydrogen to be used in other sectors. In particular, how can we scale it so we can generate hydrogen for green ammonia production, which feeds into fertilizers and food generation, but can also be used for shipping as a fuel.
Hydrogen is in its infancy. 30, 40 years ago when I was at school, the only time you saw solar panels were on your calculator, and nobody would have thought that today we'll be powering an entire campus off solar generation. There's no silver bullets. In order to get towards net zero, we're going to have to employ all of these technologies. Again, it's all this big balancing act and being able to effectively flex the country's power use up and down to align with the renewable generation that we've got at the time.